Hello my fellow crafters, welcome back to my channel. My name is David and today I'm going to be making a card for you. I just felt like playing and I had these colors on my desk, so I thought, well, let's give it a go. It's the colors I used the other day in a video, and I just thought I can do a card with that. So let's switch cameras so we can actually look at what I'm doing. What I've got in front of me, this is a stencil from the Planner Essentials collection. Beautiful stencil. I'm going to use a sentiment from the Everyday Words number 2020 from the Everyday Elements collection by Annette Green. I'm going to use one of the foliages, I think this one, and I'm going to use my own stamps, the Journal Your Life CS293 and the CS, that's the same number, that's wrong. Journal dates and months. This is a 5, David. I can't read my own handwriting. The CS295 and the CS293. And I'm just gonna have fun. Now, no clue whether it's gonna work. I've got a card base, I've got a card panel, so I'm gonna put this in a safe spot because I'm gonna be playing with inks. So I've got my card panel here. I'm gonna take my stencil, put that on top, and then I've got two colors that I'm gonna use. Salvage Patina and Seedless Preserves. Combination I didn't use before, but in that video it turned out really well. I've got a scrap piece of paper here. So I'm gonna load up my brush and then take the majority off because I want a really light coverage. So with a very light touch, I'm barely touching it. I'm just putting on some color and I'm not reloading my brush, as you can see. I'm just going over those areas where I want the color. Next, with Salvage Patina, I'm doing the same while I'm holding the stencil in place. I should have gotten out my grip mat. It's always too late when you think about that, right? So again, with a light touch, going over that stencil. So I'm barely giving pressure on the brush. I'm just how do you say that? Very softly going over that and blending the two colors together a bit. Now, let me lift up the stencil and see what we've got. Beautiful. These stencils are gorgeous. So I'll clean that later. So that is my background. Well, the first step of the background done. Now you can stop here. Absolutely, I'm not gonna. What I'm doing next is I'm going to take my Seedless Preserves and come in around the edge. Because I want to darken that edge up a bit. Like that. Now, with my Salvage Patina, I'm coming in and I'm going to go over all of this again with a light touch. But I just want to take a bit of that stark white away. There we go. So it's a nice mixture of Seedless Preserves and Salvage Patina. Let me clean up my mess. There we go. Next, I want to give this a light spritz because I want to oxidize this. So I'm going to give that some time to do its thing. So I will have to wait, and for you it'll just be a second. Okay, this is now nice and dry, and I will put that into my MISTI. And it's a bit warped, so I will just give some pressure onto that card to make sure it's well adhered to my sticky mat that's in there. And I'm going to take my background stencil and I'm going to place that smack in the center, sort of, doesn't have to be perfect, but in the center of my card, like so. And pick that up. Now, with the oxides, I'm just gonna ink up parts of my stamp. And I'm just gonna use the edge so I have a bit control of where I put that ink, as you can see. So I'm not covering up the Seedless preserves, but I'm just putting it in areas where the Seedless preserves isn't. And if it overlaps, I don't mind it. That is just what it is then. There's a bit on there. Now that's an easy fix. You just go over a piece of paper and the color is clean again. So I'm not too bothered by that. So next what I'm doing, I'm taking a spritz of water, just one, and I'm going to stamp onto my card. Really giving that some time to sink into the paper. Lovely. You see that? It's a beautiful mix of the two colors. Now you still see some ink on there, but I am coming back and adding some more in certain areas because I want some more ink onto the card. Just building up some intensity of color. And taking my Salvage Patina again. And I also make sure I don't have hard lines on there. So I'm just taking a look. Looks fine to me. Give it a spritz. 1.5. And press that down again. And I'm just finger dancing on that to give it some even pressure. Give that ink time to sink in. We don't need these anymore for now. And there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. So I peeled the card off my sticky mat. And I'm going to clean off my stamp quickly, because normally I don't clean my stamps, if you watch me. But if you use Oxides, and you leave the Oxides on there, Oxides obviously is a water reactive ink. So if you leave it on there and you take your Versamark, for instance, or your Versafine, and you stamp over that, it will be mixing. It will activate the Oxides again. It will be mixing the two together, and you will not have a beautiful black print, what you want. So that's why I clean my stamps only if I use Oxides. So here's my card base done. Look at that. I'm just going to give it another spritz with water to oxidize this and blend it into the background a bit more. And then I'm going to heat set that again. And then we'll continue. Okay, that's now nice and dry. You can see, beautiful. And despite the fact that it's the same two colors, you can still see the stamp. You can even read the text if you really look close. So, with this thingy, I'm not sure what it's called, but anyway, I'm going to use it. I keep forgetting the name. I'm going to grunge up the edge of my card. I want a nice rough edge on there. So, just going around like this. Okay, that is done. Beautiful. Next, what I'm doing is I'm taking my black soot and a sponge, and I'm just gonna go around the edge with black soot, loading up that sponge like so. And that will really bring out that torn edge, especially when we put that to a white paper. And my card base is a white paper, so I'm not going to put a black matte layer behind, which is something that I normally always do with my cards, but in this case I thought no. And it might be a mistake, but I'm making this up as we go. There we go, you see? I love that smoky, burnt feeling it gives. Next I'm taking this stamp, which is in this stamp set, the CS295, and using grey, Morning Mist, I'm gonna stamp on to my background. Now I like the grey because it isn't as hard, but it does give dimension. I didn't want to use black, but I just want to, yeah, put some balance in there. You see? Love this little stamp. There's so much you can do with that. Okay, so that is that. Now, what I've got is, I've already trimmed out this one I've got left over from the other day, and I've got this one, but looking at it now, I think I'm just going to stick to this. I think this is more than enough. Just its simplicity in white. I love that. So, and what I've also got, let me get them. I've cut out the words "Hello You" from that stamp, from that set that I just showed. Hello You, and I just did that in white with a black background, and you see it pulls it all together. Immediately pulls out the black I did on the sides. So let's glue this together, shall we? So just let me hover over that so I can actually have a look where I'm going to place that. I think like this, just straight. I'm just going to put my block on top to give it some weight. There we go. Love that. Nice. Now, let me see. Where am I going to put this? You. Hello. I think I'm just going to put it like that. Or like this. What shall I do? I wish you could talk to me. I'm looking in the frame there to see what looks best. Oh wait, I think I'm going to do this. Yeah, just center stage. Okay. I like that. So, just putting some glue behind. These are fun little sentiments that Annette designed. Really versatile and usable in your card making, in your journaling, in plannering, whatever. Hello, you. You see, it really pops out there in the middle, like that. Okay, then let's put that onto this, shall we? You see that black border I made, the black edge I made really pops off the card now. Right, let me put a block on top of that to give it some weight. So I've got some Nuvo crystal drops. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a piece of this post-it tape. I'm going to round that up like this and put that in the center of my card. That will help me close the card. It's quite a thick card base and I really don't want it to pop open as it's doing now. So with the Nuvo drops, what I'm going to do is on these flowers, I'm just going to put on some of this crystal, what is it called? Nuvo crystal drops? Is it? Yeah, Nuvo crystal drops. I'm just going to put that on like so. Just on the flower tops. So not in a color, just in white, but it'll just give it a bit of shine, which is always nice, right? And I will put some dots here and there. And here we have the finished results. Of course, the Nuvo drops need to dry. They will have a different color when it's dry, but I'll post a picture and you will see the picture at the start of the video. So, makes sense, right? So, but I love how this car turned out. I love the grungy but still colorful look. I love my background stamp here, and I love these. Yeah, I just love the results. So I hope you like it too. If you do, give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so yet, consider to subscribe to my channel. Links to all the products are below in the description box. And if you use those, I get a small percentage of those. So that is to help and support the channel. So that was it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'd love to see you for the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.